Do it at your own risk, because you definitely could leave without the phone that you came with. Okay, what's up guys? Today we are going to be doing a live B-roll demonstration video where we basically take you along for the entire process of shooting a little cinematic sequence out here, and then towards the end of the video we're going to put an edit together and show you guys what we were able to capture. Today's video is going to be a completely solo B-roll video, so I'm going to be filming the entire video by myself, of myself, and to make it even more challenging, we are going to be shooting it only on a mobile phone. A couple of things that you guys might need aside from the phone is a tripod with like a cell phone mount on top of it, just so you can put your phone around and get those shots of yourself. If you're gonna have to balance it in little branches and trees, that's fine, you can do it, but it's gonna make it a little bit tricky and it's gonna make it a little bit more annoying for you guys because it's quite tedious and difficult to shoot a cinematic section of yourself already. Today we're gonna be trying a couple of pretty unconventional shots, one of which there is a really high chance that we are going to smash my new phone getting the shot, which I'm a little bit worried about, but hopefully we can pull it off without actually smashing it, because I don't want to smash my brand new phone. Today's video is sponsored by Storyblocks. If you guys haven't heard of Storyblocks, now you're seriously missing out. They are an online stock media library with over 1 million different assets, and we're going to be talking about them a little bit more later on in this video. The first shot that we're going to get, because this video is of ourselves, if I ever have an opportunity to introduce any movement into my shots, I'm going to take that opportunity. So just before we actually throw this on the tripod, I'm going to get some scenery shots, some establishing shots, and some cutaway shots that I can use for the opening scene of my video, and I can also insert them anywhere in between some other shots that might not work necessarily next to each other. So the first one I'm going to do is right here and just kind of showing the environment that we're in. For any of you guys wondering, I am going to be shooting this at as high of a frame rate as I can so I can use slow motion. I'm shooting at 4K 60. If you guys want to shoot in 1080 and 60, that's going to work just fine as well. I'm just looking out for anything interesting here. This is quite cool, this like twisted vine, and maybe we can get a twisting down shot like this. Maybe I'll twist back up. And I'm just kind of looking out for things that I feel like are of interest that I can show to the viewer who's going to be watching this video. Shot looking right into the sun here, maybe from really down low. Getting some foreground in our shot, showing all these cool vines. And if you guys notice, I'm keeping all my shots moving from left to right, like this. When I put them together, they're just going to flow better than if one's going like this, one's going like that. You don't have to do it, but it's something that I like to do, and it often has quite a nice outcome. I'm going to have one shot sliding, and then I'm going to slide it behind a tree and just do a bit of a frame block to black out my frame. And then our next shot, I'm going to use that as an opportunity to get a transition into our next shot. So let's find a nice tree for that. I think this one right over here might work. I'm actually going to try one just from here. And basically what I'm just doing is getting a nice shot and then just blocking it out behind the tree. And that's gonna just give me that black frame, and then I can cut those together with my next shot, which I'm gonna show you guys now. And it has a nice seamless transition that we can flow into our first shot. We're gonna cut that last frame blocked shot with this one. And I've got it on the tripod now, and basically what I'm gonna do is try and do like a super extreme selfie style shot. So if I tilt this down, and then if I shoot like this, it's gonna be showing me like a super extreme selfie shot, okay? This is another great opportunity for us to get like some movements in our shots, because one of the biggest things when you guys are filming by yourself, you just have these lock-off shots. It's very like static and slow and not as dynamic as I like to keep my videos. So like this, I can do whatever I want. I can move this around, and you can see it's kind of like framing me up in a nice way. So to cut with our last slide shot that we frame blocked, I'm gonna start my shot from behind the tree like this, and I'm gonna walk out and spin it around, and we're gonna cut those together. So let's give it a try. It might take a couple of tries to get right. You can go like this. Okay, that looks super nice. I just had it slightly low and cutting off my head, so I'm gonna try one more. Oh! I think I got that one. Wow, it's like there's someone there filming us. For our next shot, we are going to actually use this tripod for the way it was intended to be used for the first time. And that is going to be just getting a nice locked off shot from down here, getting me walking past on this path. I'm still keeping me moving left to right. Because I'm filming in 4K, I can digitally zoom in a little bit and then have that slide going across. You got to be careful, you can't zoom in too much because you're going to lose that resolution and that quality. But for a YouTube video, and if I'm shooting in 4K, I don't think it's going to be detrimental to the footage, and no one's even going to notice, in my opinion. So I'm just going to walk past from left to right here. It is kind of tedious to film by yourself, and you got to do a lot of like checking to see if your shots actually worked, or you can just be a baller and just get them and don't even check and hope you got them, get home. You might be disappointed though. That one looks perfect, so we are going to move on. Our next shot is going to be me just walking and jumping onto this log here. So I'm going to set this angle up nicely here, kind of looking back and keeping it super simple. I'm just going to be walking here and jumping onto the log. That one should be good. And now that we have used this tripod in the way it was intended to be used twice now, we can go back to using it in the wrong way again. So for the next shot, we're going to be doing another like selfie style one, but instead of being up filming our face, we're going to get a low angle one like this, filming my feet just walking on this log. And I can do nice wraparound shots like this, and that's going to cut together perfectly with the shot I just got of jumping up there. If we extend one of these tripod feet, and I can get myself stepping up and then just walking along here, stopping, and hopefully it's only seeing my feet. And while I'm here, I'm just going to get a couple of wraparounds like this. The next one is going to be a big shot of me standing here, and the sequence that I actually came up with in my head for this little story that we have going on is that I get right here and I take a camera out of my backpack and just take a quick photo. I put the camera back in my backpack and then I walk off, and then that's when we get to the really high risk shot that we're going to be doing just after this little sequence. So for this one, I just want to get a really big wide shot that shows me taking my bag off, putting it down and taking the camera out of my bag, and then I'm gonna try quite an interesting shot to cut with it of actually taking that camera out. Let's try one from here looking into the light. Maybe we can get some nice little flares going on. You got to do a bit of guesswork when you're filming yourself, trying to imagine where I'm gonna be on the tree and then just like adjusting my frame to fit with that. That looks like it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit record. And I'm gonna do the whole sequence again just so that I can cut it together nicely, where I jump on the tree and then walk there, look around, and then I'm gonna take my bag off. Hopefully the light's not about to change. Okay, so coming up, walking down here, just looking around. And hopefully that is gonna look cool, that little sequence, we can cut it together. And now I'm gonna try a really interesting shot of getting me actually taking that camera out of the bag. This next shot that we are gonna be getting is a pretty unconventional shot. I've never really seen anyone do something like this. Not that it's completely original and my own, but it's definitely not something you see every day. And what we're gonna be trying to do is get like a weird perspective shot using this little magic arm. Basically what I'm gonna be doing is having the phone right here, and I'm gonna get a locked off shot looking back onto the camera like this, of me taking it out of the bag, and it's going to be locked to the camera, so it's going to be this weird perspective where it follows the camera around, and I think it could be something really interesting and unique. So let's give that one a try. Just in the right position where it's not showing the magic arm coming out of the bottom of the camera. A little bit funky of a setup, but you guys can see there that it's just seeing the camera like this. I'm going to be holding it there, and as I move this around, that phone is just going to keep getting that angle. Pretty cool. So let's try and get the same shot that we were doing here, and we're going to cut them together. So I'm going to start it from in our bag like this. It looks so weird, like the perspective. I mean, you guys would have just seen it, but this is the first time I'm seeing it. Really interesting shot and unique shot. I think that's so important with videos, is to get something people haven't seen before and they just like notice it and go like, whoa, it's quite cool. It draws the attention into your video rather than just having the same shots that people are so used to these days. We've got to the part in the video that you guys have all been waiting for, and the part that I've kind of been scared of, and that is the part that could potentially smash our phone. Here's the idea for the shot that we're going to be doing. There's some low-hanging trees here, and I want to set the phone to a really high frame rate. The slow motion effect, this one can shoot up to 960 frames per second, which is going to be a little bit too bad quality. So we're going to put in 240. Here's the idea. Here's where it starts to get sketchy. I'm going to try and throw the phone above the branches and try and time it. It might take a couple of tries, but to have it looking down when it's above the branches and get a shot of me walking right here, almost like a drone shot or a weird perspective going up. No one's going to know how we did it unless they actually see this behind the scenes. I don't know about you guys, but it's happened to me way too often that I just don't have the perfect shot for one of my projects, whether that's a snow mountain or a desert field. Whatever it might be, you just can't logistically get it. Well, Storyblocks is going to be the perfect solution to one of those problems. Storyblocks is an online stock media library with over 1 million assets, from things like sound effects, music, motion graphics, background, still images, and of course stock footage. And more so, if you guys sign up for a monthly subscription, you get unlimited access and unlimited downloads to everything on the website. So no matter how many different assets you guys might want to use, they're all included in that one small fee that you would pay for the monthly subscription. If you guys want to find out anything more, the link to Storyblocks is going to be at the top of my description. They are truly an amazing platform for content creators like you and I highly recommend going to check them out. We've come to a much brighter part of the forest here because it's going to be shooting at a much higher frame rate. I'm worried that without all of this light, it's going to be blurry with the higher shutter speed, and the quality of the footage is also going to be a lot lower. So we want as much light as we can possibly get. So it's going to take a couple of tries. Hopefully I'm going to be able to throw it and catch it and not smash it. So let's see how it goes. Definitely don't recommend you guys try this one at home. You can watch us get it. If you want to, do it at your own risk, because you definitely could leave without the phone that you came with. Let's try this. Doubt we're going to get it any of the first few times. Oh! There it is. It's so hard because I can't be looking at it. Dude, that is so hard. Is that we only need 1 second of this footage. I need to look away sooner. Dude, it spins so much. That was it. That one might have worked. That one might have worked. Okay, I'm gonna say we're gonna keep that one. The iPhone did not smash, which is great news. So I don't want to push it too hard just to get a slightly better shot and end up breaking it. So I think we're gonna call that one the one. I don't know if the iPhone shots turned out as good as I was hoping for them to work, but I think it's a proof of concept, and I think like we got something that's usable in there. The hardest thing is throwing it and looking away and then still being able to catch it and like not looking at it to catch, which is pretty hard. But I think we got something useful. I don't want to risk it too much and just spend an hour there throwing it up in the air, because then I'm probably going to smash it and I don't actually want to. So we're going to move on to our very last shot now, which is just going to be a shot of me kind of walking away from the camera into the distance. We're again just going to have this one locked off, and then in post we can add that digital zoom and we can have a slow punch out, making it feel like we're leaving the scene. So let's set that up over here, and I'm just going to walk away from the camera, ending off our video. Our last and final shot right here, and just be walking off into the distance. Cool. That should be all of the shots that we are gonna need for this video, guys. Pretty happy with the unconventional shots. I think they're gonna end up looking cool. We put together an entire edit to show you guys what all of these clips can look like once we put them together. Some cool music, some editing tricks, some sound effects, all the good stuff. So check out what we were able to capture. Okay, that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you learned some new interesting shots that you guys can try. Not necessarily the throwing your phone into the sky one, but definitely all of the other ones. Remember that if you guys want to find out anything more about Storyblocks and the subscription that they offer, it is going to be linked in the top of my description. Go and check it out. If you like this video, do all of that stuff, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.